Welcome to episode 33 of YOUx2, where we're on an adventure getting to know the two of us that are living this human experience, this character that we're playing here, and the actor behind this character, a powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit being that's made of unconditional love. Hey everybody, it's your brother Zen, and I'm a wake-up artist. My passion is to help us remember who we really are and of the amazing connection that we have with Creator in the spirit realm. In this episode, we're going to be looking into see how the astrology can help us understand the challenges that we come into this life with, and also the highest expression of who we are trying to become and what that can look like. Plus, I'm going to be announcing some special giveaways for what I call a Life Compass Astro Reading. So make sure you stay tuned. My first experiences growing up with astrology was probably like everyone else, and when you read the horoscopes, right? And you read it in a newspaper or a magazine somewhere, and it seems very general and very inconsistent. You're like, this doesn't sound like me at all. And one day, oh my gosh, it's right on the money, and the next day, not even close. And it also, during the times that I was growing up with all that, the organized religion I was involved with at the time, of course, also didn't have a good opinion on what, horoscopes were. They didn't believe they were of God, of course. So like any other opinion in the outside world, the more we investigate with an open heart and an open mind, we start to feel truths. We start to see truths. And as I dug more into astrology, like true astrology, not just the, general horoscopes, I realized, wow, how accurate it really is. And also, when I dug more into it, it made sense to me that, if I was the creator of all things, I would probably come up with something similar of astrology, where when someone's born at a specific time in a specific place, depending on what all the stars were in the sky, every single one of those planets were adding ingredients into this like soup of who we were. And so all of that going in creates all the individuals of us. And we are hardly ever, maybe every 20,000 years, is anyone have a possibility of being born in the exact same space where all the planets and stars were in the same alignment. So it's like a snowflake. We're all individually so specifically made that none of us has the exact same ingredients in that soup, right? It also helps us with the ebbs and flows of energy and how we can deal with those. So not only does it tell us more about the character that we are being in this life, it also helps us prepare for what kind of energies are being, poured out onto the planet at the time, because we all go through that energy, but how they interact with how we were, like all the alignments when we were born, triggers different things within each one of us, but we kind of all go through the same themes as a collective as it goes through. So it's really, really interesting. So when we look into astrology, it can make our lives more easier and more enjoyable. And I love the way Annie Botticelli, she's an astrologer that I'm learning actually to become a professional astrologer through, and she has this wonderful way of presenting it that with the energies. So like the ebb and flow of the water, of the tides, if you know the tides are coming in, you won't try to launch your boat because you're going to be pushing against all that water coming in, and you'll end up capsizing or investing all this energy to try to get something done. Whereas when the tide's going out, you just go right with it, and it's so much more easier. So understanding the planetary energies that are going on can help our human character through its life's journey too. Popular 3 astrological influences are the sun sign, which really represents our wants and our desires, how the world sees us, and kind of how we want to be seen. And then the other is a moon sign, which tells us about our emotions and our experience of mother or the nurturer in our lives. And the third one is the rising sign, which is the lens through which we see the world. And then we can look at Venus, which tells us, the planet of love. It tells us how we want to love and how we want to be loved. We can look at Mars, which is our relationship to authority figures or father figures in our lives. We can look at Mercury, which is the planet of communication. So it's how we want to communicate and be communicated to. There's just so much that we can learn about astrology and how it impacts our human character. Sometimes it's said that we could study one person's chart our entire lives and still not capture everything that we can glean from all that information that's coming in. It's almost like a semi-user manual of an individual talking about the desires and the wants and how it interacts with things, how it interacts with certain kind of people. It just can go on and on. One of the ones I'm going to talk about, though, is one that is really it's not even a planet, it's more of a calculation. It's called the nodes. And I know that almost sounds kind of dirty, but it is basically a calculation of how the moon interacts and crosses over the orbit of the Earth around the sun. So where the Earth is orbiting, and when the moon hits this side and that side is the south and the north node. And so it is this calculation that gives us information, but what information does it give us? The north node represents where our adventure is taking us. And each zodiac sign has a range of energy from lowest expression to highest expression. And the north node represents the highest expression of its zodiac sign, and it's the highlight of the human experience we came here to journey toward. You can look at it as our North Star. The South Node is what our human character comes into the world with. It's what we're kind of hard-coded with as far as our tendencies, our drives, our urges, and what we revert to in times of fear and stress. And these usually show up as the lower range of the energy of that zodiac sign. It's comfortable, and it's easy for us to return to these. An example of this would be if you have your North Node in Taurus, like I do, then the highest expression of that Taurian energy could look along the lines of developing a self-sufficiency. It's like the me energy, where rather than taking on all the popular opinions of everyone else for the definition of things, I seek the definition of things from within myself. It has this drive to be your own boss, to own your own business, to be an entrepreneur, but you still allow others to give to you and help support your dream, but you don't sacrifice anything for that. Which on the other end of the spectrum, so we've got the highest expression with North Node in Taurus. The opposite of that is the South Node in Scorpio. And that would be the lower vibration kind of range of the Scorpio energy, which is the we energy. And that is kind of this energy where rather than having your own definition of things, you sacrifice it or make it like a barter system where you give up your own opinions and your own definitions of things just for that safety and security from others. In a way, we use that emotional energy and support from others to power ourselves. The North and the South Node are directly across from each other on the astrological chart. And this opposition can be considered antagonistic, yet balancing. And they say transcendence comes when we do reach the delicate balance between the two. The South Node brings us beautiful reflection in the mirror that it is, allowing us to see who we want to become by showing what has made us feel uncomfortable within our fears. So for the Taurus, North Node, and Scorpio, South Node combination, that balancing would look like moving out of that emotional realm of the Scorpio lower energy into expressing ourselves out into the physical world, doing something noticeable and impactful out there. In addition to looking at just the North Node and South Node signs, we also can get additional information by looking at what astrological house each of them are in at the time of our birth, because each house also includes a sign that is assigned to it, which will give us additional information that are impacting our lives, and it'll just add more information and energy into the mix. So my North Node personally is in the 3rd house, which is ruled by Gemini, and then my South Node was in the 9th house, which is ruled by Sagittarius. So that Gemini energy, the highest expression of that, is all about being a teacher, being a writer, being a communicator, sharing these high level, type of philosophies and belief systems and knowledge, and bringing it down and filtering it down to where it's understandable and that people can understand it. And then you look at my Sagittarian 9th house. So the challenge of that lower vibration of Sagittarian energy is a little bit of self-righteousness, which I definitely had when I was younger. And it's like something that you just have to be aware of, because when you're stressed or defensive, that is what I would revert back into. If like, no, I know what's right and you don't know what's right. My truth is the truth and yours is not. You can get into that type of energy. And it is that self-righteous energy, like I said, where you feel like it's like you feel like your religion is the only religion. You feel like your beliefs are the right beliefs. And so you have this need to be right. And you also assume people know where they're at in their lives. And you just have all this prejudgment of the past that you put onto everything else. And the balancing of these two would be about moving out of organized thought, organized religion, organized absolutes, and opening up to listening and learning from everyone, seeing them as teachers that are showing me more and more truths, knowing I won't know it all in this lifetime. So you can see how just tapping onto the surface of this information around nodes, and there is so much more, that they can bring you clarity around the tendencies of why you do what you do, why you're drawn to do what you want to do, why you have this desire for this dream. And it also allows you to see like the lower energy of your South Node and the higher energy of your North Node. And you see the difference. You're able to kind of filter it out and understand, okay, what is of the lower and what is of the higher. And then you can start focusing your energy on this, so this grows and this becomes less. So it does bring this empowerment into your life. And the North Nodes and South Nodes have impacted my life and brought me such clarity that I am introducing a new service as well called the Life Compass Astro Reading, which provides specific details about your North and South Node energy, as well as those astrological houses that they were born in. And as part of my YouTube subscriber marathon, I'm going to be having a few opportunities for you to win one of these astro readings for yourself. The first is going to be on this video. So all you have to do to enter a drawing for a free Life Compass Astro reading is 1, be a subscriber to my channel, and number 2 is put some sort of comment on this specific video. So it can be just a little emoticon, it can be a little dot, it can be a phrase, it can be whatever you want. As long as you have a comment, I'll enter you into the drawing, which for this video is going to be on October 1st. The second opportunity is going to be for my October monthly readings by each zodiac sign that will be coming out the week of September 26th. Now for that, you're going to have an opportunity, several opportunities on those videos, because not only will you be able to comment on one of those videos, as many times as you comment on each of those individual videos, your name will be entered in for the drawing. So I encourage you, one, of course, to listen to your sun sign, because that, like we talked about, shows you how your wants and desires and how you want to be seen in the world. And so it gives you those types of information around your sun sign energy. Also look into your moon energy, because that is your emotions and how your nurturing and mother interactions are. So that can give you another twist on what's going on in your life in October. And then, of course, your rising sign, which is how you see the world. And so that will help you understand how you're going to see the world because it's the lens which that you see the world through. So you can, at least look at those three, and if you look at more, but I will go ahead and gather all the names from all 12 of those zodiac videos for the month of October, and on October 8th I'll have a additional drawing, and depending on how many comments are on the videos are how many winners that I will draw for. So I'm really excited to see how that information on the notes impacts all of the winners. Now, in the next episode, I'm going to be talking about the moon and how the moon phases impact our human character and how it impacts our experiences here. In the meantime, if you are looking for more messages of love from above, in addition to these videos, I also put out weekly energy updates for each individual zodiac signs. Like I said, the monthly by zodiac signs, and a few other types of videos throughout the month. So if you don't want to miss out on any of those messages and be updated immediately when they become available, if you give this video a little thumbs up and click the like button, also click the subscribe button, and that gives you access to the notification bell. And when you go in there, there'll be this option for all. And if you select that, then you'll be notified of any new videos that come out on this channel. Also, the readings that I put out are general readings, and if you're looking for even more specific information and answers for your specific life, I do offer personal readings, and my recorded readings actually have a sliding price scale too, and you can find all that information listed in the description box below. So if you hit that subscribe button, all of that stuff does help spread the love, and it helps my channel grow in significant ways. Because when you like a video or you share a video, you comment on a video, or you subscribe to the channel, doing those things makes the YouTube algorithm super, super happy, and it wants to automatically share the videos of this channel with other people as well. So if you feel inspired to do any of those things, I am so very grateful. So as you go out this next week, please know every second of every day of your life that you are unconditionally loved by the creator of all things. And of course, I love you too. Have an amazing week. We'll be talking soon. In the meantime, you hang in there and you take care.